It's time for your daily dose of all things Chicago sports. This is the Daily Score. Now, here's your host, Mark Grote.
And was that bad? The Bears get embarrassed. There it was, the embarrassing loss. A 41-10 routing at the hands of the Kansas City Chiefs in KC. 41-10, the Bears go down, and those 10 points absolutely coming in garbage time for the Bears. Inconsequential when the Kansas City Chiefs had taken their feet off the brakes. Their starting quarterback was out of the game. Blaine Gabbert was in the game and doing his thing, and Justin Fields was still playing throughout the game, even though it looked like he got knocked out at one point in time during this 41-10 shellacking of Kansas City. And I was just talking right before we came on with the executive producer of the show, Ray Diaz, and he and I were at our respective families' houses, our parents' houses, sharing this game with family members just for the heck of it. And you know, my parents were ready to walk away. Obviously, I do what I do in my life, so that's not a game. I mean, I won't walk away. I do this for you guys. However, this is a rare category for me in whether in my Bears fandom life or in my Bears coverage life, which has been going on a very long time right now. This game goes in the category of if I wasn't covering them professionally, I may have walked away from it. I may have taken a break during the game to use the facilities. I may have, gone and grabbed a drink or a sandwich or something during, which, you never do. You pause. I would not even have paused it. That's how close and tenuous the situation was in terms of how bad this game was for the Bears. And I guess we start with Justin Fields, even though the defense was atrocious as well. But, it's all eyes on Justin Fields. And I'm sorry, this was not a good response collectively. But Justin Fields and his desire to play freer and looser and less robotically did not work. It didn't take 11 of 22, 99 yards, a touchdown and an interception. Trying to be nice to him on a couple of plays. There was a DJ Moore drop. There was a beautiful deep ball that Justin Fields attempted to throw in the direction of DJ Moore that DJ Moore should have caught. Degree of difficulty, it would have been above average, but that's a play that DJ Moore should have made. There was also a Chase Claypool 50-50 ball, which Chase Claypool did not win. And I do believe that Greg Olson used the terminology short-armed it during that particular play as well. So you could see things are still going splendidly for Chase Claypool in this game. And Justin Fields, though, picked on a deflection that was completely on him. Absolutely. So on the overall, Justin Fields did not look freer, looser, better, more comfortable. It was good to see him actually flinging the ball down the field. There were just too many times where Bears players were covered or, just plays that were busts along the way. And don't get me wrong, it is true that there is plenty of blame to go along on this offense. I don't think Justin Fields played well, but I also don't think his offensive line seemed to do him many favors. I didn't think that, obviously, DJ Moore dropped the ball. Chase Claypool did not, apparently short-armed it, did not seem to have that competitive fire that there wasn't that guy. Khalil Herbert had a bad fumble at one point in time in the game. So plenty of blame to go around for this offense, which just looks absolutely lackluster. The defense was atrocious as well. You do have to, though, in his case, you do have to account for the defense's case. You do have to account for Patrick Mahomes. I mean, the guy is absolutely brilliant. His numbers, without even playing the entire game, he did, a lot of the second half, he just sat out. 24 of 33, 272 yards, 3 touchdown passes along the way as well. But I think the most incredible thing that he did during that was the 37-yard pass, deep ball to Justin Watson down the sideline. One of those balls that had to be placed exactly where it had to be in order for Watson to make the play. Although Watson did make a slight adjustment as well with his own route. And I don't know if that was because he got himself twisted or because he was adjusting to Pat Mahomes' football. But either way, Pat Mahomes was Pat Mahomes. You had Matt Nagy over there. Yeah, we saw you, Matt Nagy. Yeah, we saw you. Yeah, he's got the menu card. He's got the flip card. So does Andy Reid. I don't know who's really, does he get like every other series or something like that? But there was a flea flicker. We know you wanted that in there this week, Nagy. Also the little inside flip, the misdirection on the first, I think it was the first touchdown. So yeah, they were doing all their things that they do. That is Kansas City, which in the first 2 games of the year, we all saw them lose to Detroit. They were sloppy against Jacksonville, and they seemed to get their groove back on against the Bears. So in essence, it was a get well game for Kansas City. I just want to run down. Usually I'm not going to do like the old, go through all the team stats, but man, you could just see the domination everywhere. Time of possession, 36-23. Total yards, Kansas City had 456 total yards. The Bears had 203 total yards. First downs, Kansas City 31, Bears 11. Just every aspect of this game just dominant. What about penalties? Now the Bears even had more penalties. 6 penalties for 32 yards. Kansas City 3 penalties for 15 yards in this game. So yeah, everything that could go wrong did go wrong. Again, here we are in a scenario for the 3rd straight game where I can honestly say there was nothing redeeming to have come out of this game. There just wasn't. No offense, defense, special teams, coaching. What could go wrong did go wrong for the Bears. And that's a problem. That is a problem, and it continues to be for the Bears. So now it's how is this going to get better? How do you start to begin the process of? And there's a lot of healing. I was going to use the word healing. Man, guys were just going down left and right in the game. So we're going to have to sort through what are the serious injuries when all of your, you had Tyreek Stevenson with that scary head hit, goes out of the game, comes back a short while later. And I was like, good, man, because that did not look good. And then he eventually goes out. And then later in the game, Jalen Johnson gets hurt. So he's gone. And all of a sudden you're seeing a lot of Greg Stroman and Jalen Jones. And, that obviously, if you are Kansas City, you are going to exploit that. And that's exactly what KC did as the game goes on. But yeah, their first thing is, all right, this is the first Monday where we're talking about like potentially an emergency situation in the secondary if any of these injuries is real. And I say that where you're going to have a full game if these injuries are anything of backups in the secondary, which can just be, another whole level of fright for the defense, which has not played well. So sort through that, the injuries, and then, you have to start to think about exactly how you are going to move this offense forward, how you are going to continue to mix that fine line between developing your quarterback into a throwing quarterback or a guy that can be a dual threat, which I don't know if they've ditched that. I know it sounds crazy to say after all the weirdness of last week, but now you got to really make that decision. If you are the Bears, are you going to say F it? And all right, we are going to do emergency procedure, whatever we got to do to win games ugly. You know what I mean? Like the old school, whatever, let Justin Fields loose and do whatever. Yeah, we're going to plan 3rd down runs. You know what I mean? Like enough with, DJ Moore is in the background, or at least come on up a little bit. We're gonna send you shallow for now on. And I'm obviously exaggerating, but do they want to do that? Is that the direction that they are heading in, like to go back to last year? Or is it a more measured approach? All right, let's take a deep breath and find out what we really want to do with Justin Fields at quarterback. What is really best for him and for the team? And then they take it from there. And then, hey, look, Matt Eberflus, this has been Matt Eberflus's defense all along, no matter what's going on with Allen Williams. We all know that when a head coach comes in and he has an area of expertise, he is going to impose his will. So even when things were good with Allen Williams and it seemed like it was a good marriage and he was a fine defensive coordinator, even when he was there, who's, and really, really shaping the defense. That's Matt Eberflus. And the defense has been embarrassing. So, I mean, I know it's Patrick Mahomes. I know it's the Chiefs. I know it's Jason Kelsey, and these guys are unbelievable. And Taylor Swift, all of that is true, but that you can't. The response had to have been better in this game. They just kind of laid down, and I know there were some poor plays, and it seemed like this was a classic case of the Bears did not feel like they could catch up with Kansas City. So they were not going to win, and they knew it. And unfortunately, everybody knew it throughout this week as well. That's the other part that sucks, is that throughout the week, I assume everybody picked Kansas City to win and to win big, not even if, just by how much. And I feel like a lot of times when that happens, you get a different score, like a natural contrarian thing kind of happens in the universe, and it's actually a closer game. But no, that didn't happen. Those of you who picked Kansas City to blast the Bears, you were spot on. The odds makers were spot on. So it is back to a very complicated drawing board indeed for the Chicago Bears. But we will continue to talk about them probably every day this week on the Daily Score. And that's going to be it for today. Bears lose to the Chiefs 41-10. Thank you for listening. Thank you for subscribing. We appreciate it. For Ray Diaz, I'm Mark Grote. Have a great rest of your day.